Hi, this is Andrea from Catering by Andrea. I'd like to thank you for stopping by. And here is our Apple-Cranberry-Raisin Cherry Chutney. Really delicious, goes with everything and is long lasting. Very easy to make. I got started 13 years ago. It was right after 9/11 when everybody's worlds were unknown. 9/11 was on a Tuesday. That Thursday I had a dinner party and invited a bunch of friends over, and unexpected to me, I ended up by that following Monday having a business license to the city of Los Angeles to sell food. And I really didn't even know how to cook at the time. I just figured that when I was going to change careers, because the internet was taking over the music industry at that time, and the reason why I picked catering, I was going to pick a career for the long term that would survive technological advances, stock market crashes, and war. So I just went to everybody I knew. Anyone at that time, it was pretty much prior to Google and all that, so I used the phone book. And I went A to Z and looked at all different things that, sparked my interest of, maybe good promoting targets for marketing and future clients. Then I started as a sandwich and salad delivery company where I would go with a cooler and deliver food to offices fresh every morning. I would get the bread early in the morning at the bakery. So everything was really fresh. After a few months, I got my first big event. 3 months into, starting with the sandwiches and salads, and it was for 100 and I think 50 people. Research between the Food Network and the magazines that I subscribed to at the time, and taught myself how to make a nice holiday menu. The oven was broken at the venue, and we pulled it off. I hired 3 of my friends to help with the party. They gave me a 50% deposit up front, so I was able to buy my chafing dishes and my catering supplies. After that experience, I knew that I was going to be good at what I was doing if I could pull that night off. And here I am 13 and a half years later, and I absolutely love what I do. I think anybody could do it. Reach for the stars. Maybe about a year into doing the sandwiches and salads, I stopped doing that. I started doing tastings. I would market myself to pick up clients, and how is anybody going to know about me without spending a ton of money on advertising? I just go through the main resource at that time for production and anything, production related. And I would go A to Z calling different production companies and offering tastings, and I bring in complimentary tastings to, certain companies that would let me. I would just cold call, and that really started working out, and I started doing, pretty well financially at that point. Production was really doing well in the city at that point, and people were buying, their staff lunches, and then they would have, movie premieres and screenings, so it really led to all different things. And I got some regular clients, and then I realized what was working the best was post-production, probably because they were on deadlines. So they would want their staff to stay in, and so I just started calling a bunch of post-production houses, most of which I never even heard of at the time. So I ended up calling another one, and I brought a tasting. I ended up dropping off the tasting. I spoke to someone at the front desk. It turned out I didn't even meet the woman in person, but she loved the food and loved the idea that I was a young woman starting off on my own, and was eager to help, anything she could do to help with contacts and referrals. And it turns out that she used to work for Martha Stewart, and I ended up being, one of Martha Stewart's top caterers for the past, I think, 9 or 10 years, which is one of the biggest highlights and honors of my career. Made a vegan meal for everybody today, very simple and fresh. Vegetarian vegan chicken stir fry, white jasmine rice with a cilantro garnish. Here is our apple cranberry raisin cherry chutney, tofu asparagus spring rolls with peanut sauce, pan fried tofu dish,
Batani-Khalfani. I'm from Los Angeles, California, born and raised. I grew up on the east side of LA. It was a pretty cool neighborhood, different ethnicities over there. I like to cook this because it's fast and it has all the nutrition you need. This reminds me, all these colors, you know, can be inspiration for art. Food is art, actually. You know, creating, you know, what you have in your mind to eat, what you want. I like to add a lot of colors. I love reds, oranges, yellows, greens. It makes me feel healthy. So I like this spice. It's called Nanami Togarashi. It's chili pepper. I add it to all of my Asian foods, my noodles, like I'm doing here, my soups and everything like that. I like to experiment with different types of things. I like to go to different places. I really love Thai food as well. Thai food is my favorite food, especially if I'm on set. I am a designer. I design clothing, Batani-Khalfani, as well as my line, The Seduction Waits. My style is kind of sexy, flirty, seductive. I'm very colorful. I'm into the arts, I'm creative. I love anything having to do with expressing yourself. I like to be healthy because when you're healthy, you feel good, you look good, and you know, it's the way to be. A lot of people are being healthy these days, going on different diets as well as eliminating different foods out of their diets, such as meat, and that's why I'm using tofu. So I love to cook. Cooking is sort of a relaxation for me. And so I love to do whatever comes to my mind. And when you cook, you can cook whatever comes to your mind. When I was a kid, my grandmother, she used to always cook a lot of cabbage and cornbread. Oh my gosh, that was my favorite. Cabbage, cornbread, greens. Broccoli is actually my favorite vegetable. It is my favorite vegetable. This is kind of a big deal to combine these ingredients. Actually, ginger with my tofu. I didn't put it in with the vegetables because I want to give the tofu a little extra ginger taste. So I'm also an actor. I do commercials and I'm getting into film as well. So right now I'm pouring half, but I'm going to pour a little in here because I want more cabbage. I love cabbage. We are going to incorporate our noodles. I'm going to put the noodles in here. I like to make sure that each and every detail has its own, you know, essence to it. I like to add soy sauce towards the end because all the flavors have cooked in. Now we're just giving it the extra flavor. And yeah, give the flavors a chance to come all together. To it, and I'm also going to add some garlic. You can cook in about 20 to 30 minutes. And then for a little zest. So I'm going to enjoy this dish. It's been a while.